Belinda Prine of Business Innovation Group here, and welcome. I want to talk today about the second 5 principles of big picture leaders. Now, remember, big picture leaders, it's not just leadership. It's where profit meets principle and leaders build beyond the bottom line. Because that is where industry recognized, respected, and rewarded leaders come from. So, the first 5 principles are all about who you are as a leader, what makes you a leader, what's your leadership style. The second 5 principles are all about how you bring that leader to life. And to illustrate these points, I want to talk, we had a company when I was working in corporate that was not in a highly desirable place. I'll just leave it at that. And yet people were knocking on my door saying, "Hey, Belinda, when you have an opening at that company, I want to work there." And I'm like, "Well, I have an opening in Paris, or I have an opening in Australia, in Sydney, or," and they're like, "Yeah, thanks. No, I want to work at that company." And I was baffled. I'm like, what the heck is it that that company's doing that these others aren't? And I went in and I studied them. And I realized that they did 5 things. They, first of all, they led from a clear vision. You know, they took all of the craziness, all of the things that were coming at you, distractions as well as shiny objects, as well as all of these things, and they culled all of that down and led from a clear vision. So people understood what the company stood for. People understood the impact of their roles. They understood what was going on. And then this company showed their employees that they cared about them, not just the position that they were in, but their ultimate end goal. Where did they want to grow and evolve to? What position did they want to ultimately achieve? And what experience did they need along the way to achieve that? Very cool. Then they did another thing. They acknowledged their employees for all that they were doing. And I don't mean, "Hey, you showed up today, good for you." Stop. I mean, you know what, Sally? I understand that in order to get the work done for this new business pitch, you had to miss your daughter's recital. I just want you to know that didn't go unnoticed. Or, "Hey, Tom, I know that for you to stand up in a meeting when everybody else was on board with the idea and say that you didn't think it was a good one and shared your insight, which ultimately saved us from making a big mistake, took a lot of courage. Thank you." Right? So you're recognizing your employees, you're acknowledging them for what they're doing. Very important. Then they did another thing. They identified places where their employees could shine. So remember a few steps ago, they showed their employees that they cared about more than the position they were in, right? So they created scenarios for those employees to get the experience they did and to shine in that moment. So instead of the CEO running the meeting, he got the junior VP to handle it. And the CEO sat in the back of the room, said, "It's your meeting, rock it out." Right? They found ways for those employees to shine. Now, all of these principles that I'm talking to you about are things that you can do as a group head, as a manager, and as a peer. So if you're not in a place of management yet, pay attention to everything that I'm sharing with you, because that is what made people say, "I want to work with Sally, not Tom," or vice versa. And why they said they wanted to work in this company that was in a country that very few people wanted to go to until they got to know the company. And then they were knocking on my door saying, "That's where I want to work. I don't want to work in Paris," which always confuses me, because who doesn't want to work in Paris? Okay? So the final thing that they did that really allowed them to do more with less, to create more innovative solutions to what may have been going on, to create loyal and lasting bonds, is they brought fun into all that they did. So whether it was managing the day-to-day or getting scrappy and figuring out how they were going to manage something, They brought fun into all they did. And the team that finds fun, or the company that finds fun together, is the company that will go the distance in good times and times of challenge. Everybody will roll up their sleeves and figure out a way to do it. And you'll find more complete solutions because more people are invested, or better solutions. So for you to get these principles, go to bigpictureleaders.com, bigpictureleaders.com, and get your free copy. As I said, the first 5 principles are about who you are as a leader. The second 5 principles are how you bring that leader to life so that you ultimately become the leader that others respect, recognize, and line up to work with, partner with, or buy from. Go to bigpictureleaders.com, get your copy, begin to put them into action. And as always, if you ever have a question, just reach out to us at info, I-N-F-O, at businessinnovationgroup.com. Info at businessinnovationgroup.com. We love to hear from you. We love to hear your success stories and things that are happening for you after embracing these principles and addressing any questions you have along the way. So, bigpictureleaders.com, go get your copy. I look forward to hearing from you, and I wish you big, big success in all you do.